Welcome back to our English class. This is Ma'am Chris. We are now on our week 2 with our learner's packet or lit. Our lesson is a continuation of last week's lesson. It is about distinguishing text types. So what are texts? Texts are written for a variety of purposes using different forms and standards of composition. These forms of writing are known as text types. In our previous lesson about text types last week, you have learned to distinguish classification and explanation. This time, you will learn to distinguish the two remaining text types, which are enumeration and time order. In this part of our lesson, this is going to primarily focus with the first two types of text, which are enumeration and time order text types. The phrase text type is a way of classifying and defining different types of language interaction, both spoken and written. It refers to the purpose of a text and the way it is written. Here are some examples of different text types: classification, explanation, enumeration, and time order. So we are focusing on enumeration and time order. So what is enumeration? An enumeration paragraph or text list defines characters, classes, types, parts, ways, and groups of a thing or subject. Transition or signal words used to show enumeration are the following: in many ways, such as first or one, second or next, and so on. So this is an example of enumeration paragraph. So notice the words or the signal words that make it an enumeration. Okay, so we have here the Earth's surface is continuously or constantly changing. Okay, through slow processes that we don't usually see. One, so here is the signal word. One is erosion. This has worn away rocks and mountains over millions of years caused by air, water, and wind. Another signal word, another change is caused by earthquakes that originate deep inside the planet. More, this is again a signal word, more. More sudden and violent than erosion, an earthquake results when strains between Earth's plates produce shock waves. And the third process, this is the signal word, third process results when molten rock forming material called lava escapes onto the surface through gaps on the crust. What we experience is volcanic eruption. Okay, we go to time order. So what is time order? It is a process or how the two texts gives explanations or directions. Each sentence tells the next step in carrying out a process or in getting from one place to another. Transitional words that may be used to show order of steps include first, second, third, then, before, after, during, meanwhile, and others. Okay, so this is an example of time order. This paragraph is an example of time order. How to purify cloudy water. Boiling is perhaps the safest way to purify the cloudy water. You will need a boiling pot, fire, salt, a coffee filter or cloth, charcoal, and cotton. First, so we have here the signal word. First, pre-filter the cloudy water with a cotton filter or folded cloth. Then, this is again a signal word. Then, boil the filtered water, add a small amount of salt to improve the taste of the water as it is boiling. If you are above 2,000 feet altitude, boil for 3 minutes. Next, this is also a signal word for time order. Next, let the water cool. Meanwhile, make a cotton and charcoal filter by crushing the charcoal and putting it in the cotton as straw. This will remove impurities and steal some bad taste from the boiled water. So finally, again, is the signal word. And the meanwhile is a signal word also. Finally, filter the boiled water through a cotton straw. Okay. So here are the guide questions for you to answer. What are the other types of text types that we have read or discussed? Number 2, what is the difference between enumeration text and time order? Okay. So for you to identify the difference of the two text types, we're going to answer this learning task. For learning task number 1, for your first activity, read the text below and answer the following questions. Do this in your notebook. So this is the paragraph. So let us look for the signal words. What are those signal words? The Hertzsprung-Russell diagram shows the three very different types of stars. The first type, so this is the first signal word. The first type is called the main sequence, which includes the sun. These stars are fueled by nuclear fusion, converting hydrogen into helium. The hotter they are, the brighter they become. They last for about 5 billion years. The second type, this one, the second type includes the supergiant. As they reach old age, they deplete their hydrogen supply. Their core contracts as their outer layers expand. Eventually, this is another signal word, they will explode, becoming nebula or supernova. Then, again, another signal word, white dwarfs, neutron stars, or black holes. Third, another signal word, smaller stars consequently become white dwarfs, shrinking and depleting their nuclear fuels. Finally, another or last signal word, becoming cold dark black dwarfs. Okay, hope you get it. So here are the questions for learning task number 1. What is the paragraph all about? Number 2, what things are enumerated to show the different types of stars? What words or phrases signal the enumeration or listing? So I underlined the signal words a while ago while discussing this. Okay, another learning task for the learning task 1. Go back to the selection above and complete the graphic organizer below. Okay, so what do we mean by this? What are the types of the stars that was mentioned in the paragraph? So there are 3 types, the first, second, and third. And what is the title? For the learning task number 2, with our engagement part, read the text, then complete the organizer that follow. Do this in your notebook. As a grade 5 pupil, Emmanuel was already self-motivated and self-directed in many ways. He would assist his mother in some household chores and some errands. On days when there would be no classes, he would go with his father in the farm and would pasture the carabao to the fields. On weekdays, he would burn the midnight oil working on his assignments and studying his lesson. Okay, this is your graphic organizer. You're going to write your answers here on the boxes. And with our learning task number 3, read the text below and answer the following questions. Do this in your notebook. So how to mold a sculpture. First, so you always look for the signal words. We have here the first. Clean the clay by getting rid of the bits of sand and dirt from it. Then add or remove water from the clay if necessary. If the clay is too wet, it will not hold a shape. And if it is too dry, it will not be flexible enough to mold. Next, signal word next. Begin to shape the clay into something with your bare hands or with toes. Roll and push clay into shapes or pull off and stick back on different places. After the clay has been molded, put it into a kind of oven to be fired. Then build a fire. As the fire slowly gets hotter and hotter, water is baked out of the clay. Another clue words are after and then. Sooner or later, the clay dries up and becomes hard with a new shape. Remove it from the oven and let it cool. Afterwards, this is also a clue word or signal word. Afterwards, you may paint it or put some designs of your choice on it. So there. So here are the questions. What is the text all about? Number 1. And number 2, how many steps in the process are given? Number 3, what are those steps? Number 4, what words are used to introduce the steps? Number 5, what type of text is the example above? Okay. So here we are with our learning task number 4. Again, read the directions or read the text below. Write numbers to order the sentences correctly. Do this in your notebook. So write the numbers to order the sentences correctly. So we are going to read this paragraph so that you can get the correct order of the sentences later on. Okay, here's the task. You're going to write the numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, or what comes first in the story or in the paragraph, you write it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the last that had happened in the paragraph. For our assimilation, we have learning task number 5. Read the text and enumerate your answers. To do this in your notebook. So read the paragraph. Again, read the paragraph. You can just pause the video and then read the paragraph. Okay, so here's the learning task number 5. Enumerate the things that we need to do or prepare for the coming typhoon. So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is from, the answers are coming from the paragraph that you have read. And for our assessment part, read the following paragraphs, distinguish and write the type for each text. So A, enumeration text type, and B, time order text types. You are going to choose whether letter A or letter B. Okay, I have here sample answers. This is just my sample answers. You can base your answers here if you want. Okay, this is for the learning task number 1. You can just pause the video so that you can read it all. Again, this is just a sample answers. Okay, here's one for the learning task number 1. And then next, you can just pause the video again. Learning task number 2, sample answers. Learning task number 3. Learning task number 4, answers. Learning task number 5, sample answers. And the assessment part, answers. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more video lessons.